This video talks about the two main ways that tomato plants grow. It's important to be aware of tomato growth patterns before you start planting your seeds or buying tomato plants. Each growing habit requires specific tending and yields different results. So there's two main types of growth habits in tomatoes. There's what's called determinate and indeterminate, okay? And it's important that you know the difference. Determinate tomato plants are bushier and they grow to a fixed mature size, so typically about 4 to 5 feet high. They tend to fruit a little bit earlier than indeterminate tomato plants just because they're growing a little bit less, and all the fruits will ripen kind of like in one big flush over about a 2-week time period. There's pros and cons to that. Say you're making sauce. That's an awesome reason to have all your fruits mature at one time. You won't be overwhelmed because you know what you're doing with them, and you can process them all right away. There are heirloom varieties, Romas, there's some beefsteaks that are determinate. There's some cherries too, but not as many. So just check that packet that you buy if you're looking for that kind of growth habit, especially if you're making sauce. It's so practical, just makes sense. Indeterminate tomatoes are kind of less bushy, more viney, I'm gonna say. And they have a gradual ripening as opposed to one big flush, and they will kind of produce fruit slowly throughout the whole season until frost. So if that's what you're looking for, go the indeterminate route, okay? I really like doing that with cherry tomatoes because there's always kind of one here or there that I can pluck off and toss into my little salad. Indeterminates will grow like 6 to 10 feet, 6 to 12 feet. Stake them! They need support. Because indeterminate varieties put so much energy into growing, they will probably fruit later. It depends on the variety. I'm sure there's hybridized varieties, but generally speaking, you might, have your indeterminate tomato plant, and on your balcony next door, your old neighbor Fred has a determinate bushy variety, and he's got lots of reds, and he planted a month later than you. What the heck? That's the way it goes. So you need to decide what matters for you and what you want out of your tomato relationship. I'm being general. There are varieties of indeterminates that fruit really early. I think Early Girl is a really popular one. Other really popular cultivars of indeterminate tomatoes are the Sweet Million. Ooh, cherry tomato. People love the Sweet Million. They'll rush to the garden center for it at the beginning of the season. Brandywine's a really good one. Sun Gold. I've seen Sun Sugar. There's just so many varieties of tomatoes, it's a rabbit hole. I put a link in the description below to another video that's chock full of hot tips and tricks for growing happy tomato plants. I wonder how long I can keep this alive. I'm gonna try forever.